Hi trainees, I am Chenchen Shen. My partners are Zhihang, Wang Yufei, and Xingyu Yao. I will be responsible for the first part of training needs analysis. Zhihang will introduce the training program in detail. Wang Yufei will introduce the implementation of the program, and Xingyu will evaluate and summarize the program. Holyland is a chain enterprise operating bread, cake, pastry, and other products. It has nearly 1,000 chain stores in more than 80 cities in China. The vision is to become a company that the partners are proud of and that customers love and societies respect. Holyland Enterprises belong to the food industry, which is a completely competitive industry with high proportion of small and medium-sized enterprises, low technical level, fierce price competition, and narrow profit space. If an enterprise wants to stand out in the fierce market competition, it must solve the problems that have appeared or may appear in time. Through the investigation and the interview, the following problems were found in company. First, decline in customer orders. Second, fierce market competition and lack of innovative products. Third, communication problems among employees. Among them, employee communication problem is the most severe. There is little communication between the management level, and the working atmosphere is not united enough. There are communication problems between the superior and the subordinate about the work. For example, when the superior conveys instructions, subordinate cannot understand and implement all the instructions in time, which leads to the lag defect in the internal operation of the enterprise. Needs assessment in the HRD process is a vital step for the designing and evaluating the program. According to the above problems, the company decided to train employees' oral communication skills to overcome communication barriers and promote effective communication. In this training program, both management and general staff need to be trained. According to the survey, female employees account for 69%, aged between 28 and 43, and most of them have a bachelor's degree. In Holland, the proportion of male managers is 65%, aged between 31 and 50, and they got higher education. 71% of them have a university degree and 20% are holders of higher education degrees. For this training program, the training objective is to conduct 360 assessment on the trainees every week, and the final assessment result is passed by at least 80%. If our goals can be achieved, it can enhance the communication between the organization, promote cooperation, improve the work enthusiasm, create a good working atmosphere. Next, my partner Lu Zhihang will introduce our training program in detail.
Thank you, Chenchen. Hi, everyone. I'm Zhihang. Now I will introduce the whole training program for you. Based on the needs assessment, we found that Holyland's middle-level employees lacked information collection and presentation capability, so that they need to spend a lot of time communicating. It's extremely inefficient. So we hope to provide the ability of employees to analyze and integrate the key information and effectively communicate through this training program. Is mainly reflected in the fact that the employees can select key information from a large amount of information and can use the most refined words to present the core essence of task, thereby improving the work efficiency. Our training program refers to Guyanese 9 events: gain attention, info objectives, prior learning, present contact, guidance, practice, feedback, assessment, and enhanced retention and transfer. We incorporate these 9 events integrated into 3 parts: preparation, implementation, and continue. The first part is preparation. We will hold icebreaking activities. As a tutor, we will also participate in icebreaking. This will not only allow the employees to familiarize themselves with each other, but also allow us to establish friendships with the employees instead of a teacher and students relationship. After that, we will conduct a group case study. We will give one of the employees a large amount of information and a topic, and ask these employees to extract the key information and pass this information to his colleagues. And then his colleagues will need to pass this information in turn. After the group work, we will let the employees talk about their feelings, and we will make a summary, finally guide the objectives of this training program. The second part is implementation. We will establish a set of communication training courses suitable for Holy Land. We will provide employees with slang, handouts, and some case study. We will provide lectures once a week. There are 2 lectures time for employees to choose, Wednesday or Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for a total of 6 weeks. In order to increase the participation of employees, we incorporate weekly course attendance into the performance assessment. In addition, we will also provide recording to facilitate repeated learning by employees. During the course, we will cooperate with employees, colleagues, and leaders to observe the current situation of them through the 316-degree feedback. The final part is continuous. We believe that as the non-technical skills, communication is difficult to reflect the ability of employees in regular assessment. So we integrate assessment into the daily work of employees and conduct 316-degree feedback for employees once a week. At the same time, in the 4th and 7th week, there are 2 additional 316-degree feedback. Based on the overall results of these 8 assessments, the final assessment will be made. In addition, although our regular course is over in the 6th week, from a long-term perspective, we will also provide employees with a 3-hour video lecture every month for a year to help them maintain a continual learning. Okay, next, my partner Yufei will show you how we use case study during the training program.
Thank you, Zhihang. Hello, HoloLens employees. My name is Yufei, and I'm your training director. The objective of our training program is to improve everyone's communication skills. One of the key factors leading to the poor communication skill is the insufficient information processing abilities. Insufficient information processing abilities means that we will not know what information need to communication, which leads to poor communication skills. Therefore, to improve communication skills, we first need to improve the ability of information processing. We will guide everyone how to better processing information through a case study. First, we need to learn to use the information itself to serve ourselves. In fact, many sentences already contain key information, such as the title of the article. The title of the article often clarifies the main content and description object of the article. The title of the case study is more than $192,000 in penalties for former 7-Eleven operations who underpaid vulnerable workers. Obviously, the title has fully summarized the main content of the case. If we can find these sentences, it will greatly convince the processing of information. Second, we need to learn to delete secondary information. The value of secondary information is low, and it increases the complexity of the information. So we need to further process the sentences that we find. If the sentence is regarded as a tree, the key information is the trunk, and the secondary information is the branches. We need to cut the branches and keep only the trunk. In the title of the case study, the sum of the fan and the reason for the fan can be defined as the secondary information. After taking this information away, we can get the key information, that is, penalties for former 7-Eleven operations. But it is not enough to get only the key information. In many cases, we need to make a detailed summary of the specific content of the information. which requires us to find the main information. If the key information is the center of the article, the main information is the supporting ideas of the article. In order to find the main information, we need to have a logical thinking of 2W1H. 2W1H means what, why, and how. The key message has already answered what, and we still need to answer why and how. We read the case again with these two questions. Through reading case, we can find 3 points to answer why. That is, underpayment of salary, failing to meet the record keeping and pay slip requirements, continued failure to compliance with the award following the issuing of a letter of caution, and legal action taken by the Fair Work Ombudsman after investigation on the how. Finally, we need to integrate main information according to the normal logic and formulate the summary of information. This is the reference answer, and everyone can compare the reference answer with your own answer to see if you have mastered the information processing method. Next, our partner Xingyu Yao will introduce the training evaluation.
Thank you, Yufei. Hello, I'm Xingyu Yao. Passmore and Wales once said, the reality of human resources practice is that training evaluation is often neglected or delivered as an afterthought. But in practice, evaluation can not only quickly reflect whether the training is effective, but also to a certain extent bring benefits to company. So let me introduce the part about evaluating the training to determine if the above training is effective. So I use Kirkpatrick's model of evaluation as a framework to design evaluation. The 4 levels model consists of 4 parts: reaction, learning, behavior, and results. In the 4 levels, reaction and learning are relatively easy, and it mainly reflects the value of training to individuals. Behavior and results are more difficult than the first 2, but they are needed because they show the value of training to an organization. In order to improve the employee's ability to analyze and integrate key information and effectively communicate the training, in the reaction stage, we will collect information by questionnaire survey in order to get the employee's reaction to the training. In the questionnaire, we will ask the following questions. Duration of each training session you can receive. Your ideal training place is. Training method you would like to choose. Training methods you are willing to receive. Do you think the current training offered by the company meets your need? And do you think the current training organized by the enterprises is effective for personal career development? And in the learning stage, in order to measure the knowledge that employees have learned, we use a way of tests and simulations to test the results. The main content of the test is related to communication and information screening of professional knowledge questions, such as some framework and theoretical knowledge. The test has a maximum score of 100, with the best employees needing a score of 80. For those whose scores are less than 80, the results of their scores will be combined with the survey in the first step to find out the cause of the problems of the failing employees. At this time, if the overall effect is not good, the enterprise needs to adjust the training. For example, the time, place, way, and method of training should be adjusted, and whether different training should be conducted according to the particular of employees. At the behavior stage, in order to measure the degree to which the trainees change their behaviors, we adopted 360-degree feedback. For trained employees, we will collect feedback from subordinates, colleagues, and supervisors, as well as employees' own self-assessment. Learn from multiple aspects whether the behavior of the trained employees has changed. Finally, in the results stage, in order to obtain the final training effect, we adopted the performance data. Comparing the pre-training data with the post-training data, we'll get the final results. If performance improves, that means the training has been successful. And if the performance goes down, we'll need a new round of training and reform. According to the above, first of all, our team member Chenchen Shen introduced Holy Land and put forward 3 problems of company. And according to the needs assessment, it was found that the communication problem was the most prominent. Then, around the communication problems, Lu Zhihang introduced the process of training project, which is mainly divided into 3 stages: preparation, implementation, and continuous. Wang Yufei introduced a case study of 7-Eleven and proposed 3 methods of information processing. Finally, I designed the company's training evaluation content based on Kirkpatrick's model of evaluation. And this is our reference list. That's all we have. Thank you for listening.